Okay, so this is part of C, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through basically how to have responsible use in terms of using computers, using a network, all that kind of stuff. And the first one's going to be shared data. So this is obviously, if we're going to share data, we can obviously use it to advertise, we can use it to sort of promote a company, but also we need to make sure that it is safe and secure. And the reason why is we're not going to send out people bank details, for instance. We might put in, we're going to put in quite a generic information that doesn't really give anyone away in terms of their information. So for instance, if we were to share information across a specific platform, such as Instagram, we might say 1 in 2 people will get a mortgage, for instance. Something like that will be able to advertise in the company and engage people as well. This next type of data is going to be location based. So basically, when we share our location on our device, say if we're using, say, Just Eat as an example, we can actually see the local sort of shops, the local chippies, the local sort of eateries that we'll be able to order food from. Now, because of that, and in terms of that location-based sort of piece of data, what we can actually do is we can actually track also to see how far that is going to be. So if we think the food's going to be 10 minutes, it'll pop up, food's 10 minutes away. Let's see the driver, for instance, that kind of stuff. So again, that is location-based data. The next one is transactional data. So this is stuff like if we pay for something, they will actually give a record of that transaction. So if we've got a problem with the product, we can actually send it back. If we've also, if people want to see how much they've earned, they can actually go back through the transactional data and they can actually start looking through all that. Next one's cookies. All cookies does is it will personalise the advertisements on the computer depending on what you've previously searched for. So for instance, if you've searched for, say, some new football boots, as an example, then on the side of websites, the cookies will kick in and they will have offers from local businesses or businesses that have signed up to advertise on cookies, and that will then allow them to basically personalise all the adverts and potentially get more money by, if we click on it and go, oh, that's a good deal, then it will then take us to the website where that deal is. So the benefits of shared data. So the benefits obviously is instant sharing of data. Once we've done stuff, we can actually share it out straight away. Obviously it's a permanent record of data. So what we can actually do is it can be shared and referred back to at a later date. So we can say, we've earned this year, what are we going to do next year? And then when the next year comes, we can go, well, this is what we've done last year, here's what we've done this year, we should see an improvement. Okay, so this is the idea of legal considerations. So this is stuff like Data Protection Act, making sure that the information is kept safe and secure. So ethical. So we should think of the difference between legal and ethical. So legal is the law, whereas ethically, if something's incorrect or something's not right, then again it's against someone's morals, but you will not get prosecuted for it because it's not as part of the law. Okay, so basically the impact of manufacturing on our environment. Now, when we use a phone, for instance, they've had to be manufactured in a big factory that might pollute the air, that might create a load of greenhouse gases, and could actually create some harmful toxins. So again, companies need to take this idea of making sure that all the manufacturing ideas are safe, are secure, they don't harm the environment, and therefore then will decrease the risk of global warming. We might look at e-waste. So for instance, instead of putting e-waste in, instead of putting old computers in, say, landfill, what we could actually do is we could recycle them. Okay, we could take out parts of the computer, recycle them, reuse them on other products. So, considerations of upgrading digital systems. Now, If we want our if we want our IT systems to run smoothly, we need to have the latest piece of software. So for instance, the school I work in, we have just recently upgraded to Windows 10. And Windows 10 is making the computers run a lot more smoothly, more effectively, more efficiently, and therefore then the actual productivity of the students in class has gone up. This is because the computers are running faster, they are running a lot more smoothly, and it's a lot more easier to interact with. The next one is going to be auto power off. Now in our school, again, sorry for using our school as an example, at 8 o'clock every night all of the desktop computers turn off automatically. This is so we are not using electricity while no one's using them. When it turns off, there is then another script that will turn them automatically back on at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then they're ready to work the next day. So again, computers in the whole building will be turned off, again to save on money on the electricity. Again, when we look at sort of power saving settings, this is say for instance your phone is sort of getting low on battery. What it will do is it will tell you it's low on battery, do you want to go on power saving mode. If you do that, it will use less CPU, it will use less speed, it won't update as often, therefore then you are going to be using less power and therefore prolong the use of your device. Okay, and policies, we went through policies earlier. It's just basically a set of guidelines set by the company that all businesses must follow.